Hi and welcome to this look at the 14-day weather prospects. It has been quite chilly across the UK in recent days, and in fact the central England temperature for October is currently running below the 30-year average. Now in the next few days not much looks set to change, but things become quite interesting as we head through next week. I'll start off by taking a look at the pressure forecast sequence for the coming days. So this is for 12 GMT today, Wednesday the 14th of October. You can see the UK here in the centre. We've got an area of high pressure to the north and low pressure is in continental Europe. Now I'll start the sequence and let's see what happens in the coming days. So it's running now into this weekend and I'll stop it there, which is 18 GMT, Saturday the 17th of October. What you can see by then is high pressure is still centred to the west, northwest of UK, still quite high across the UK itself, so there should be a good deal of dry weather around this Saturday. We've still got winds coming in from a northeasterly or perhaps northerly direction in Scotland. So it's not going to be warm. Temperatures will be a little bit below the seasonal average. Now, with quite a lot of cloud cover around, that is set to limit the extent of any nighttime frost and fog, but there could be patchy frost in a few places on Friday night, Saturday night, maybe Sunday night too. Now, I'll continue playing it, and I'm going to stop it there, which is 00 GMT on Monday the 19th of October. And what we can see by then is there's an area of low pressure coming into play, a ridge of high pressure sinking southwards across the UK, but this is the thing to look at, this area of low pressure to the northwest. The GFS model, which we're looking at here, takes it across into continental Europe on through Monday, the other part of next week. So that would bring some wet weather to much of the UK, at least for a time. What happens after that is quite uncertain. I'm going to show you several possible outcomes. First of all, here's the same GFS model data. It's a different plot. This one's showing surface level pressure and 500 HPA heights. And what we can see is this is for Wednesday the 21st of October. By then, high pressure is centred still to the west and northwest of the United Kingdom. We've got this deep area of low pressure to the southwest and another area of low pressure in continental Europe. And the combination of that means that we've got quite chilly air spilling down from the north or the northeast. So if this is correct, we're going to be keeping colder conditions for much of next week. Now that goes against some of the other forecasts. I'll show you, for example, the output from the European model. It's actually from this morning's run, so it's a little bit older than the GFS data which we've just been looking at. But it's also for Wednesday, the 21st of October. And what we can see by then is a deep area of low pressure centred close to the UK. And the ECM model is certainly a lot keener at the moment on keeping areas of low pressure close to or to the west of the UK. And what that scenario means is the potential for quite a lot of wet and windy weather for much of next week. It also means that winds are more likely to be coming from the west or the southwest on a number of days. Therefore, it won't be as cold. In fact, it could actually be quite mild, especially in southern and eastern parts of Britain. Having said that, with the cloud and rain around, it probably won't feel mild. Which of these options we're going to go with, the GFS or the ECM, that's a little bit open to debate. What we can do is take a look at the GEFS ensemble plot to see what that suggests is the most likely scenario. So this one is for London. Across the top half here, we've got temperature forecast at the 850 HPA level, so about 1500 meters above sea level. And what this is suggesting is the mean of all the runs, that's shown by the purple line, it's remaining below the 30-year average between now and the 19th of October. And as we go even further forward, most of the individual runs are still remaining below the 30-year average. In fact, they stay there until we go to the 27th of October. However, the key thing here is that by the 19th, what we're seeing is a big spread of possible outcomes. So we're seeing a number of much milder runs beginning to appear. They are still in a minority, but they're worth taking note of. And it could well be that the ECM model, which we're just looking at a moment ago, is also going for a similar scenario as this. And you can see that a number of runs here have 850 HPA temperatures rising up to maybe 5-10 Celsius, even a little bit higher in some cases. So that suggests the chance of it turning a good deal milder after the 19th of October. But also remember that those mild runs are still in a minority. As well as turning milder, on the bottom half of the plot we can see the forecast rainfall, and initially it's dry, mainly dry. There could be some showers around, as I mentioned, but early next week, well, at least from the 19th, the risk of rain begins to increase. We can see these spikes on the lower half of the plot. They continue to appear right through to the end, which is about the 30th of October. So it is suggesting there is a greater risk of rain in the southern half of the UK, as this plot's for London. So in the southern half of the UK during the last third of October. Now, if I just jump up to the comparable plot for Glasgow, what we can see is something quite similar. We actually see a milder spike earlier, just around the 17th of October. Then temperatures drop away again to be below the 30-year average, and they stay there again for much of the rest of the run. On the lower half, we can see it's a mainly dry start, but from around about the 19th of October, the risk of rain also increases, so potentially turning more unsettled. Now, quick look at the temperature anomaly charts from the GEFS. Again, what these are plotting is the average of all the runs in the model compared to the 30-year average. I've highlighted the UK and Western Europe here with this black circle. This is for days 0 to 5, and what we can see is temperatures, these are the 2 meter levels, so the ones that we experience down at the surface. These temperatures are well below the 30-year average across the UK, between 2 and even 5 Celsius below the norm for the first 5 days of the forecast period. And as we can see, that the colder than average conditions are covering much of Europe at this point. Days 5 to 10, it's actually quite a similar picture according to this GEFS plot. We're still cooler than average, so it's favouring rather chilly weather continuing for between days 5 and days 10. Finally, if we take a look at the 10 to 15 day plot, by then the anomaly has faded a lot, so temperatures according to this will be on the up, generally not mild, but milder than it has been, certainly becoming a lot closer to the average. So to summarise, in the short term, things are fairly straightforward. There will be a good deal of dry and quite chilly weather with some patchy nighttime frost and fog. A few showers around, but not too many. Next week, the uncertainty grows. We've got low pressure coming in from the west. It could stay, areas of low pressure could remain centred close to the UK or even to west of the UK for much of a week. That's the scenario currently shown by the ECM model, and it would lead to a good deal of rainfall and temperatures closer to the average than we've had recently, milder in fact, although not feeling it because of the wet weather. The alternative scenario is what the GFS model is showing, and that's for low pressure areas to be centred to the south, west of UK and in continental Europe, with high pressure stronger to the west and the northwest, and pretty cold or at least pretty chilly air pushing down from the north across the UK, bringing a few showers but drier conditions on more days than not next week. So on balance, I think I'm going to go with the GFS option, which is for the chilly weather to continue for much of next week. And although there'll be some rain around, I don't at the moment think it's going to be particularly wet. But there is that wetter scenario there, which I'm not discounting. It's just that I don't think it's the most likely one currently. So there we have it. Now, if you like this video, please do remember to hit the subscribe button just below so that you'll be able to see all the latest videos that I publish on the Weather Outlook in your YouTube feed. Thanks now. Bye.